All right, we'll get a few people up in here, and then we'll talk about what I got going on here. Cut this off. Oh, hell, I forgot to put my shut my notifications off. All right, I'm back. Eagle One Power. That's a statement there, bro. Power. Hello. What's going on, Eagle? Man, this damn truck's giving me the blues, man. I ain't even lying. It's not throwing a bell, it's just squeaking. It's driving me nuts. I've tried everything you can. Throwing money at this getting bigger like a Saturday night hooker. Hartson, Joe. Joe, how are you? So, I've got a new belt. Turn this around. All right. So, I got a new belt, Goodyear belt. Felt really nice. There's no reverse cupping on it. So, I think that theory's out the window. Cool breeze, huh? Cool breeze. Cool breeze. What's up, Sean? At lunch. All right. Well, uh, what did I do with this one? I ate up a little bit of room by taking and going with a little bit bigger pulley here. And as I showed yesterday, I had this view of how much clearance I had, and now I have less. I might have to put that, ouch, radiator's hot. It might be more of my squeaks coming. They're kind of starting to mess with me a little bit. But we're going to work on that. I got things over here I just have to change. So this video, I'm not just going to explain stuff. I'm going to be working on this thing while I'm live. It's okay. I kind of got to figure it out where I can do it by myself. It's difficult. But Danny Blue Ghost did reach out to me. Thank you very much, Dan, for doing that. He had told me to put the dormant pulley in this spot. This one was just a sliver bigger, so I went with it. Because what happened was with the dormant, and this one might be doing the same, it pretty much just sits there and free spins when it's doing that. But the problem is you'll see it when I start it up, is when this kicks up, this speeds up, and guess what? You get a squeak here now. So I just kind of waiting to figure out what I need to do. It's 100, and I correct myself. I said it was like 170 some on inch belt. It's actually um, one 149, so it's 150. So 149 inches is still a stupid long belt. But unless you move everything forward and split the system up and go with an external or a longer main crank pulley and do your water pump pulley and do all that, that wasn't the purpose here. And the purpose was just to simply put 3 alternators on, and I got a lot of power, 400 amps a piece. I ran it with a belt, and I ran 2 alternators. Absolutely ran perfect. 3 alternators gave me problems. So sometimes trying to work out, I'm not saying anything bad. It's a great kit, and it just needs to be worked with, and that's the whole goal. What I'm trying to do is work with this. You guys all seen me build trucks in the past, and I've done pretty well. And normally squeaks are not acceptable. Mine's squeaking the worst out of every truck I've ever built, and this is a little bit crazy. So let me just set the camera up here. Hopefully it'll sit here, and we can see kind of what happens as I crank this thing over. I'll give it a bump first, make sure my camera's not going to fall over. All right. But for the most part, the fan's going to be a little noisier. See what my temperature's at. About 150 degrees. So, the fan's going to make it a little difficult. I have Bluetooth on, so you may not even hear the squeak. Well, I'm just hitting it lightly. See, so if you were to actually take off, well, you'd have a transmission load too, but this is free spinning, no load really on it. It quieted it down a little bit between the belt, between the new belt and this idler helped. So now I'm looking over here at this pulley and wondering if it's actually touching. It's kind of hard to do by myself. Don't look like it. Don't look like it. So I might be all right with that size pulley. Now, one way I figured I could take and eat up a little bit more room is put this same size pulley here, right here, because this is the next size down. This is like the smallest one. That's next size up. I think it's like 1.75 or something. But I got a little bit more room, but this is a brand new belt. I picked up just about a quarter or half an inch on my adjuster, which is kind of a mile. But with that said, I need that adjuster rod where I can actually max this belt out. Well, max this out more than where it's at on the auto tensioner. If I can max that out more, I think this would be in better shape. But again, I'm just shaking a dice and throwing it in at the dang thing. But we'll take and change this pulley out, put this one on, but it's really not going to make that much of a difference. Belt's been running on and off for the last hour, so it should be good and sticky without any chemicals. It's a lot better than it was. It still squeaks a bit. I think I'm still going to change that lower pulley down there just because that is so flipping close, man. I can't tell if it's, because when it relaxes, it don't have the same amount of pressure on it. But damn, she's close. I mean, yeah, they're touching. I'm going to try another belt if I take and don't change that. So I guess we're going to change that out. Well, let's just try to set this thing up where you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I'll change out that pulley real quick. Then you can kind of see how much of a pain in the butt I actually have to go through the tightness. And I just need that part. That's all I can say. I need that part. Where are my mittens at? Over there, that side. Okay. All right. So, I mean, this is not terrible to work on. A couple bolts are buried, and you have to pull alternators off to get them out. Like this one over here, I have to pull this alternator out to get that bolt out of there. And this one down here, thank God, it's face tapped. And probably could have did them all that way and did multiple holes, and you could have put pulleys in different spots and get kind of eat up room if you need to. There's very little selection, and after the unit's up, you can put everything together, go around with a Sharpie and make marks and take it all back off and then drill it out properly and tap it, or get a 90-degree angle drill and see, hopefully you can get it square. It's options could have happened over here with multiple holes or more adjustment slots or something. Definitely not taken away from the integrity of the bracket one bit. For the simple fact is, it is 3/8 thick. It's a monster. I mean, that is a nice bracket. It really is. Definitely overkill for these little alternators, but there's a lot of tension on just the pulleys themselves, the auto system, and so forth. So let me see what tool I need to get this off here. I'm gonna have to take it and pull. I'm gonna go get that bearing. Let me get that bearing real quick. Idler bearing pulley. Okay. So, I think that one was kind of half pushed in. So let's take and see if I'll get the belt off here. This is not a picnic at all. All right. One thing I'll show you guys that this is an aftermarket pulley, as you all know. But you see this stopper here, that's a stop for 90. And then the stopper, it was over here. I cut it off where I can go below 0 or below 90 if you want to look at it. But it allowed me to take and push this all the way back and totally relax the belt to get it off there. This stop is important. The other one, we're just releasing it. So you can cut that off of there and just dress it really well. So let me take and change this eyelet pulley over here. I got that loose. Like I said, the stuff is just not hard. It's just repetitive, and you have to look at every angle when you do this. It's just insane. But working on a truck, I really enjoy it, but it shouldn't be this much headache. There's a lot of guys, they don't understand what it actually takes to build a truck. Well, how many hours, countless hours, might add, are going to be involved in taking and building a truck. It's crazy amount of hours. And they say, "Oh, I'll give you $8 grand for that truck, whatever." Man, you can all hope and dream for that deal, but unless the guy is really hard up, probably not going to happen. Okay. So this is what I ended up doing. You heard me knocking in. This is a piece of 3/8 soft bend copper, and it's actually this bolt requires a 10 millimeter, which don't. Yeah, this one has a. No, this is a 10 mil. This is a 10 millimeter, and it don't fit very tight. But put that sleeve in there, and now you have a nicer fit. Better than being way too loose. Give it that. Then you put your spacers on, space it out to where it's going to be in the center of your belt. Reinstall it. This is a nice wrench I bought at Harbor Freight. It's got a swivel head on it. And it's nice, but you have to kind of hang on to everything because it slips off fairly easy. Okay, that's on. Now, we are having to retension again. Belt. So that means this has to be changed because that belt just got a whole lot shooting longer. Put the belt back on here. And, all right, easy enough. So that's changed, and now I have a lot of clearance here. Now, I just showed you with a pulley that is quite a bit smaller than this one, a lot. Now imagine that. They had 3 of these came with the kit, and this one's supposed to go right here. Man, that would have instantly caused that to rub, and it did. So this was a positioning of this stuff is for these pulleys, I believe is wrong. You want to incorporate some of these dual pulley bearings in here. then it would definitely work. But it's just part of the problem because this belt's a 145, and it was originally designed to have these types of pulleys and eat up the room when I first put the belt on. And it actually worked actually well, and then realized it's rubbing here, and then I had to downsize, and then that's when all the things changed. The geometry of it all changed because why? Can't run the stock pulleys. I have to do it this way. I have to figure out ways to eat up all of this extra belt room, and that's what I'm trying to deal with right now. So let's just get this come down here. It shouldn't be hard. It's already halfway there now. Just turn in the right direction. Yeah, something's not on. This thing should pop right over this thing. Okay, I see it. I see it. One little lip eats up a whole bunch of room. A bunch of lips now. There we go. All right, so that's back on. You see how far I had to collapse that? Let's see if I can grab my phone without killing myself. All right, so you see how far I can collapse that. It's the belt will touch the housing. So now when I release it, it's going to stretch. And when I take and start it, it's going to stretch more. So without taking and going to here right away, I'm just going to go ahead, give it a bump, make sure that it's on track. I have a little button, but I have to wire it to my starter and do a quick disconnect. And I can sit here and just hit the button all I want and turn the motor over and look at it. But I have to yet crawl under there and make a permanent connection, bring some wires up here before I can take and hook my button up, and I can just hit that starter all day long. Shouldn't be that much work though. All right, let me take and give this a little click. So if you're in here in YouTube and you're not on my subscribe, please smash the subscribe button. Facebook is playing their little games, so let's give this a little hit. Let's see how it looks. His auto tensioner is way out right now. I can compress it a little bit, but it's really hard to do by myself in this situation. Start this up. Maybe. There we go. So now, that I know is not touching at all. Now we're just focusing on this because this is the bigger change that's what's happened here. Oh yeah, it's pretty loose. These are squeaking and squealing. Hold on. Not too frustrated. Getting there though. Slowly, I'm getting there. All right, let me just crack this bolt loose a little bit here. Okay. Now I should be able to take and collapse this and push that down as hard as I physically can by hand and tighten it up. This is where the other thing comes in play. This is not working out. You gotta get comfortable with this stuff. There we go. That one's collapsed. Now I gotta loosen this. And I gotta push it down hard as I can. And that's it. That's all I can do. This is no pull points on this. It just blows my mind. Oh, you got an auto tensioner. It'll take care of it. No, it won't. You can fine tune the tensioning. I got a bolt. And there's a bracket already there. That's what pisses me off. Everything's right here except the hardware. 90-degree angle bracket. It's in perfect alignment of this. And just take a wrench and tighten this up, and it'll draw it down or loosen it up for you. All you have to do is loosen this, and then that frees up that. It's on a threaded rod bolt system. It's up and down, and you tighten up the face. It would make my life so much easier. That's all I need. That and get rid of these stupid squeaks. Okay, so that's tightened up about as tight as I can humanly get it by hand with one hand. Let's give it a hit. Ain't too much better though. I mean, I get this by taking that long travel off and cutting a little short right here and putting just a little bit of pressure. I get that because then it's shorter to wrap. But this idler was just, I think, maybe a quarter-inch bigger. It would still clear the housing. And it would give me more wrap on this, where when it's relaxed, when the motor's shut off, you can almost spin it. I know the Dorman, I could spin that one by hand. You could sit there and just twist it all you like. This one here has very, very little resistance at this point. So if I had a bigger idler here, now I was looking at this. I'm thinking it might be too big. I would have to, how would I do that? I mocked one of these up here once. I wonder if I switch them, if I'm able to gain anything there. But something to think about. Well, I'm here. Let's think about it. Let's take a look. Kind of a crude way of doing it, but it's the only way I can do it. This one here says it's roughly 3.5, maybe a smidge over. And this is at 3, so that's a ½ inch bigger. I think that's going to put me out. If it clear. Might. I think there's got a big old hole in the front of the middle of them bearings in that one. I know they do. Let's see if I have something over here that. Yeah, they do. No, that won't work. No, I would. Can't do nothing with that. The hole is just too big. I'd have no way to adapt it. See, the deal is this hole size here is designed, well, the way they run these, there's a collar inside this that comes into the half of the race of the bearing. Then this washer has another collar goes into it and kind of cups in so they can kind of see what's happening here. I couldn't use that there. But I can take one of these and get it to work here, absolutely. It's not a problem. But I can't do that. So. And this, as far as I know, is the biggest one that I can take and find. I know that people can make these things, but just start off with a pretty good hunk of material. This is, like I said, what, 3 inches? 2 7/8 or something. Yeah, so 3. Yeah, right at 3 inches or so. But, and even the funnier thing about this is if I were to put my factory idler on, or auto tensioner on here, I'd have absolutely less throw. It'd have to be at a 90 to do any good, or somewhere. See, where's the pin? It sits about right here. I don't think that would help me much either. And it's actually shorter than, has a shorter throw. You can see there's quite a bit of difference there. But yeah, I'm rambling because I'm mad without cussing. Pretty good, huh, guys? Pretty good, huh? Start rambling when I really get mad. Okay, well, heck, let's give it a twist. I mean, I will say this is a lot better than what it has been. But I truly think until I get this manual bolt tensioning system on here, which if you end up watching this, Danny, prepare yourself because I really, really want it. So drive to the parts shop and just let me know what I owe you. I believe it should have came with the kit, but it didn't. So if it's extra, just let me know. I can't do this by myself. I truly think I could be able to get this belt just a smidge more tighter, and the tensioner won't be out as far. Where it's at, it's not terrible because it's actually getting more into this idler since it's too small. And it's actually bigger than the Dorman. Once you get it going, it's pretty even. I did that yesterday. It sounded like two cats fighting in the woods. It was terrible. So, all right, well, I'm going to pick this stuff up real quick. You guys sitting out here in the sun looking at this motor. It's dirty. Next time I go live on this thing, she's going to be all cleaned up. At least the motor is anyway. One thing at a time with this stuff. This thing will consume your life quickly. Need to get back in my shop. I got stuff to do. When you're tinkering with this, obviously I'm working hard for I can take and get my butt down to Louisiana, but if I continue to fight this and throw stupid money at the truck trying this idea and that idea, I'm out of ideas. I'm kind of starting to start pulling brakes back on how much money I'm spending on this. It's kind of insane. That's the least to say about it. A lot of money being spent. Holy moly. Whole lot of holy moly going on. Pick up my parts tray here. I keep some things stay up here. Tools don't. Get this stuff in here. See if there's any DX out there. That'd be cool. Get a little skip action maybe. Always fun. Beautiful out. It's like 70, 71 degrees, 69, 70, 71. It is no wind. Absolutely gorgeous. In South Jersey, Florida of the northeast corner is what I call this. Well, I gotta turn my fan back on. I'll overheat again. I'll really be mad. Oh yeah. That's super cool. Good. Let's just see what got happened here. Okay. What's up, Joe? How are you, man? I don't know if you're still watching or not, but this is what we're doing today. All right, let's see if we got any DX. Not very much. Yeah. Well, let's see what we got. Turn on my truck here. Let's see what it sounds like. You guys gotta check this around. Put my headphones on. You'll be able to hear what I hear in my truck. It's kind of cool. I'll tell you who made this device here when I get done. Worldwide 123 South Jersey. Ugly truck is gone. So that's what I hear in my headphones when I'm talking. So Big Dog, Kevin Barnett, built this little box up here. And it's for receiving on that little blue wire. You just wrap it around your coax. The headphones plug right into that box. Headphones plug right into that box, and you can hear yourself pretty damn good. Sure can. So I'll show you. This is without the big box on. This is just the driver. Nothing but the driver. Nothing but the driver. I'll cut that off. Barefoot radio. You can barely hear it. Barefoot radio. But if you were to put it, farther, if you were to put that pickup at the radio, it would be a lot louder. I'll go all the way through the chain. I'm at the very end. I actually have it hooked up to my coax going to my antenna. So that's what the old truck sounds like in my headphones. That's what I listen to because I can hear everything. Now, I can hear everything when I transmit. So I even heard when the alternators went out because they started making an odd noise. And if you're hearing something different in your system, you can definitely go and research the problem, right? All right. So let's listen to how this all sounds. I'll just throw a carrier first. All right, here we go. 123 RDO. Worldwide 123 South Jersey. Ugly truck in push mode. Bye bye. So that's pretty much how that sounds and how it looks and everything works. So it's a really cool system. Got a lot of little cool things that work. And this, ironically, Kevin, I got it. This is, I don't know where you got the designs for it or what, but this is a great idea. If anybody really wants to hear what they actually sound like in their mobile, that's giving you a really good percentage of how you're going to sound. It's almost 100%. It could be 100%, but regardless, if you get some real stupid cheap headphones, they don't sound that great. These aren't too bad. They were just something that was bought in a pile, and a little cheaper than putting some $200 beats in here and running with those. But I could, but then I'd be charging batteries more often than normal. But I want to actually make a wire, a jack. It'll come from here. I'm going to route it all the way around and get her down to here, and I'm going to get a jack where I can plug in my headphones down here somewhere. This one's actually for off of a Y connector to here, and I could just disable one of these jacks and use it for the headphone receive. But that's the least of my problems at this point. And thanks again, Leadfoot. You've been a big help. Also, he's helped the performance of my truck and helped me get some of the codes out of there. I did have codes last night, Leadfoot. If you're watching this, it popped up, and it showed me the same codes that we had in your driveway. So maybe the RF hit it. I don't know. I cleared it, and they ain't came back. So I've been keying too. It's one of those things. I'm chasing it. I believe the Goodyear belt is a lot better than the other belt I had. I gotta change the bearings in that one. That was an old used one off my pickup truck. I got some new bearings. I gotta change the bearings in that. I actually have another one at my shop. It's all just tore up, totally just shredded. I don't think I have that one with me. So I gotta change the bearings out. Let's see if it's with me or if it's already at the church getting ready to get tore apart. Oh, I may have brought it with me. No, this is a good one, I think. It's a much bigger hole, that's why. So to do this one, you have to put a 1/2 inch water pipe in there, and then you got to put 3/8 in there to reduce it or make a reducer. I don't know why the hell they went to those great big ass holes, but they sure made a mess of this stuff. Well, I have some small bearings I'll put in the one I have at the church, and I'll redress it and get it all cleaned up and put some new bearings on it. Even though it's not spinning and doing a whole lot, you still don't want bearings to go bad on your stuff. The truck's really doing well. Well, hell, if I turn stuff on, huh? Something didn't key. Oh, it did key. Okay. I got no headphones on. Audio, audio, worldwide, 1, 2, 3. Worldwide, 1, 2, 3. South Jersey, ugly truck is gone. I hear a squeal under the hood with a load. So I got to research that. What the hell's squealing under there? I heard it. I put that load on there. She started, made it change the tone. Yeah, $51 a belt. You really just don't want to tear them up because this thing only been going for about 2 hours with that. That's a noisy bearing. That's what the problem is. All right. Well, guys, here's me old ugly truck. Got to get cleaned up. She'll look better when I get her down to Louisiana. Well, I personally think I'm a few steps closer to where it's more complete. So I'm going the right direction, but man, this has just been an expensive uphill battle on the system. It really has been. Why these kids do this? That's just stupid. But let's tag the building and mess it all up. Never spray painted anybody's wall or truck or anything in my life. I do some copper boards, but that said, I think I'm gonna slide up out of here, guys. Take and cut this video off. Let it upload. Just another little skip spot I like to hang out at, right down the street from my shop. So, anyway, thanks for watching. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube and you hadn't subscribed, smash that subscribe button, and then and hit follow, and that way you'll get notifications. Turn your notifications on, so I'd never know when I'm going to go live. I'll give you guys just a little input. I do plan to go live tonight. I'm going to do a live build on a 16. I really don't know what time I'm going to do it, but probably might be here in the next few hours. I have a few more parts to gather up before I can take in and build the RF deck and kind of get it all together. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me while I work on the old ugly truck. A squeaky, ugly truck. Squeak, 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 squeak. Oh, squeaky. All right, guys. Bump it on your hab dab. Thanks for watching. God bless.